Hello and welcome to DARIO'S movie review channel. And today from my balcony, um, yeah, every other movie channel has its millions DVDs up here in the back, but I don't need those. I have them all right here, 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 and down here. So I've been gone for a while, and I'm back, and I will stay with you. Don't worry. Um, and today's review is gonna be Wrestling with Shadows, the Bret Hitman Hart documentary, a documentary about wrestling. Before we start on that, the next review will be hopefully Apocalypto. I wasn't uploading movies because I was concentrating on getting out deadlines in a week. I'm hitting the Comic Salon Erlangen. It's like a comic festival, but I kind of, when I was young, wanted to do comics. And comics and movies are very related. Also music, storytelling, all that good stuff. And I'm eager to see Top Gun 2 because it's such a good, or everybody says it's such a real movie, and I want to see that. And the next review or next video will be that I am kinda making my own movie, and it's called DARIO'S Indie Movie Script. It's maybe something like Wayne's World and The Faculty, From Dusk Till Dawn meets The Pick of Destiny and Wayne's World with some Momo elements. It's like the Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but with rock music. Pretty classic. It's all here. Boredom, dull, grey versus the life, and God gave rock and roll to you, and so everything you see here will be fought, and it's like the shadows sucking out the blood of the people, and it will all be restored by the cool people, a bit like Shaun of the Dead. So, but let's get into it. I will do a review of this in a second. So, why come back with a documentary about wrestling? I don't really know, but it came to me this morning, and it stayed with me the whole day. And I have also a channel about a trading card game I'm making. It's called the End Times TCG, and it features Wrestlers 2. And so I was thinking about it. The documentary, I guess, is on Netflix. It's a 90 minutes documentary about the wrestler Bret the Hitman Hart. And in the 90s or in the early 2000s, a fan of wrestling because it was kind of cool. It was cheesy, not that I was like a huge fan, and it was kind of fun, and that's why I was into it. And the documentary shows what wrestling really is, or what Bret the Hitman Hart really is, or it's more about. It's kind of like Gladiator. It's a documentary about a man trying to find his excellence. It's a bit like a Rocky story, and it has some very tragic elements, and I will go into that. Like usually I go into the actors and directors, but here I just talk about the documentary and why it's maybe worth your watch, worth your time. I wasn't all into Bret the Hitman Hart. Like when I was watching wrestling, it was all about The Rock, Stone Cold, Steve Austin, The Undertaker, and all I watched was free TV stuff. But there's a certain fascination with wrestling, and this documentary shows you about the business. And as I understand it, wrestling is a true sport. It is maybe an American sport, but there is like Greco-Roman wrestling, so you have to move. It's a fighting style. Maybe it's as valid as boxing or MMA, and it definitely is. And so, from the sport aspect, I think shows developed into an entertainment aspect. And so wrestling was born, and those people who were strong created those wrestling shows, and with those people were the father of Bret, the Hitman Hart. And as I recall it, he was an orphan, and I guess he suffered a lot of stuff when he was young. And so when he had his family, he taught them to be tough. And so he taught them wrestling. And maybe he went also too far, which this movie starts off on a light note about how Bret the Hitman Hart is wrestling with his brother Owen Hart and the British Bulldog and all these people, and it's about fun and family and earning money. But then we jump into the past and we see that Bret the Hitman Hart probably had a pretty upsetting childhood, and all in the name of sport or survival. But I guess, yeah, see for yourself. And I think that that will mark him as a man. And we will go into like being the good guy, being the bad guy, surviving, being on tour, fame, family, and how Bret the Hitman Hart is a man who always valued hard work, keeping his word, family tradition, family values, marriage. But he then goes on shows and on the road, and most of the time is not at home. And so the wrestling crew becomes his family. But then it's also about fame, money, titles, Vince McMahon and other people, Triple H. And it's very interesting. And you think it's all about wrestling, and it is. And for a wrestling fan, it's really cool. But it's also about... It's very much like a great... it's cinema. It's about betrayal, love, fame, wanting to be your excellent self, becoming something else, transcending that person that you once were, and becoming something new and honorable and great, and how that maybe goes to shit in the end. And it's very, very beautiful to watch, because there are many life lessons in this documentary. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I hope you enjoy watching it. I did. I might rewatch it again. There's also a movie I will review, The Wrestler by Darren Aronofsky. We will also review what's his other movie? Like, he did a bunch of movies, not P, but a second one, with Jared Leto and Jennifer Connelly, Requiem for a Dream. So this channel is not dead. It's just I planted the seed. Now it's kind of dormant in the earth, and it will grow to be very big and very strong. And yeah, we'll hit you in the next two videos with Apocalypto, and then with my own movie idea. We'll see us. See ya.